Okay. So apparently, exiting the game and reloading it puts you directly into the New York sequence. Okay then, I didn't expect that. But either way, welcome back to another stream of AC3. As part of our historical order run, we're gonna carry on tonight in the year 1775, getting much closer now to the next year. And yeah, tonight we're gonna focus a bit on the side content between the Homestead missions and the naval missions, which actually historically start in the year 75, because that's when the first privateer efforts from the American side happened against the British. Even though the game actually says that the date is 73, but yeah, historically it doesn't quite align with the first real privateer effort, so we kind of waited until this year to actually start with it, but yeah, we now have a point to do so. I would just have to see if there's a way to exit out of this mission, because last time we stopped in the Homestead, but I guess reloading the game just, you know, puts you instantly here. But yeah, it doesn't seem like I can actually exit the mission. Oh, never mind. Also, hello there, Dr. Darling. Welcome in, and good evening. Aha, a surprise stream. In the middle of the night. Only 39 crafting recipes. Yeah, those are rookie numbers. So, we played for 14 hours so far, with 40% total completion. We already killed almost 360 people.
Schiller, Schiller, bo, bo, bo.
Hello there, Schiller. Welcome in, and good evening. How's it going, dude? How are you feeling with the sickness and everything? Captain Connor. Yeah, tonight we're gonna get a bit into the naval stuff finally. But yeah, doing well. Had a nice chill day over here. And yeah, looking forward to carry on a little bit with AC3 here. Only gonna do like a short session, but yeah, we're gonna focus a bit on the Homestead and the naval stuff. Nice, dude. That's great to hear. Glad you're doing well. And yeah, GG's again on finishing Ghost of Tsushima. It was definitely cool to see you, you know, get to that point of the game. And I definitely support that spare ending. But yeah, it was the same, like when I replayed the game for New Game Plus, I did go for the other ending. Because I wanted to see how it actually pans out. And I also kind of like both reasonings for either ending. I think they're both, you know, quite fitting, depending how you look at it. But yeah, the first time I felt like sparing him was like consistent with the character evolution of Jin. And I feel like there was also a bit of a point of his character that he's like, you know, going away from tradition, setting his own values, which in that case is he won't kill his uncle. Oh, very nice, dude. So that's pretty much the base game finished then, with all the achievements. Oh yeah? Yeah, that's what I also thought. You know, like it's definitely consistent from Jin's perspective with his path. I guess what a lot of people argue for killing Bianco Shimura is that it's putting, you know, his uncle's wish before Jin's personal wish. So to kind of like honor, you know, Shimura's like what he's convinced of. And I feel like that's fair enough. But I kind of like to think that in the spare ending, Shimura is actually, in a way, not unhappy about being spared. But yeah, I mean, only because his honor demands that he has to die. Doesn't mean, I guess, that he can't be happy about surviving. Gotcha, Chiller. Yeah, that sounds definitely doable. Especially New Game Plus, you know, that's like a pretty fast playthrough with just the main story. And it's also like really cinematic playing that way. And the DLC was really fun too. I quite like that location of Iki Island and some of the gameplay additions. But they're gonna see all about it soon. Okay, so I don't actually have to start the mission yet. That's good. Never mind. I do have to start it. I thought maybe there was a chance. But no, the game is actually forcing me. You know, that's really annoying because the next main story is kind of like a huge time jump. And would also mean we have to change to the year 76 as a result. It's really annoying, you know, because I haven't actually started the sequence, you know, with going to New York, but the game just decided for me that, you know, that's what's happening. Like, I was in the Homestead the last time. And I feel like once I do this mission, which I have to do, it kind of like creates the chain of events of leading me into imprisonment and all of that. So I feel like I'm kind of like locked into this now and I can't actually do any side content. Not what I planned, not what is on my timeline list either. Like I wanted to do all of the, you know, side content, at least like a lot of your Homestead and naval stuff first, because they technically start in the year 75, but now I can't. And I also can't exit out of the sequence either, so I would just have to do it in 76. Now the good thing is with the Homestead and the naval stuff I planned on doing, it's more like a rough time frame, like 75 is like the earliest starting point. But to be fair, those American privateer efforts against the British didn't really happen fully until like November 75. So they would have taken us into 76, logically speaking, either way. But yeah, I still don't like that the game kind of like forces us here to do this. Yeah, it's really annoying for sure, Schiller, you know, that you don't even have to start this yourself for it to start itself. But oh well, I guess we're going to New York.
So what is your stake in all this? Same as yours. Peace, stability. A land in which all might live side by side. Free and equal.
Why not join the Brotherhood, then?
My father was an assassin. Quite good at his job, too, as I understand it. But I hope to have children someday. It's hard to live in two worlds at the same time. So, I chose to live in one.
I understand.
I still contribute as I can. That's why we're here now.
Like Udo Jürgens once sang, ich war noch niemals in New York. Ah ja, Udo Jürgens. That is definitely a classic song, wo.
What can you tell me of Thomas Hickey?
He has been running a counterfeiting ring in the city.
Okay, so we got an update here for Thomas Hickey. Hickey resurfaces during the rebel occupation of New York in 1776. He became a member of George Washington's personal bodyguard, commonly known among the soldiers as the Life Guard. I would imagine it took some pretty clever political maneuvering to get him there, given his record. I've seen some suggestions that he was a well-respected member of a Connecticut militia, but I can't find a service record for him there, and I have my doubts Hickey could ever have been described as well-respected. In any case, Hickey immediately betrayed his commission by planning to assassinate Washington. Maybe TH stood for that hooligan. A B in one hand and PG-13 redacted. Also, thank you for the 95 stream streak, Dr. Darling. For some reason it did uncheck those entries here. But we haven't actually read up on the Clipper Wilkinson database entry yet. He's the newest assassin recruit in the Brotherhood, and he's the sniper. Clipper Wilkinson is a hunter and surveyor from Virginia. Actually, surveying and hunting are the family business. His father and brothers are surveyors and crack shots as well, making the market in his small hometown somewhat oversaturated. Hell, making the market in his house somewhat oversaturated. Wilkinson moved to New York looking for work, unfortunately arriving just in time for the opening events of the revolution. He remained neutral for the first part of the war, but after seeing the cruelty of Redcoats' actions in Boston, he started leaning towards the rebel side, putting himself at odds with the rest of his family, who are loyalists. It seems Connor has a talent for attracting friends with family troubles, which in Connor's case includes himself.
Locate the source of his operation, and we can have him arrested. We cannot harm the commander. He is in prison.
Do you know where he is?
Exactly, but I have an idea where we can begin the search.
The Cowper Ring. This was a network of rebel spies operating in New York and Connecticut from 1778 until the end of the American Revolution. The group was founded after British forces left Philadelphia and re-established their headquarters in New York City. Washington knew that he needed people on the inside. I've always wanted to use that phrase, and between you and me, I also got a kick out of Repo Spies to report on British troop movements. He asked his newly appointed head of intelligence, Benjamin Talmadge, to find some spies, which Talmadge did. Talmadge needed people he could trust absolutely, so he began by recruiting his childhood friends. Nothing says friendship quite like offering someone a job that involves risking their life. The name Cowper Ring is taken from Samuel Cowper Sr. and Samuel Cowper Jr., the code names of two of the Ring main informants. I don't know who they were, but I imagine one was slightly older than the other. The group's biggest accomplishment was probably informing Washington of a planned attack on the French forces in Rhode Island in 1780. They are also credited with uncovering Benedict Arnold's betrayal of West Point, though the evidence for that is sketchier. In any case, the Ring delivered secret messages for years, with none of its members ever being captured, with one possible exception, a woman referred to as 355, whose real identity and fate isn't known. The group is credited for being the most effective intelligence operation in the war on either side. You can't know how much it pains me to write that. It took ages. Hello there, Afro. Welcome in. And good evening. And hello there, Ava. Welcome in as well. Good evening to you. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We're just getting started here with a New York sequence, the first one. I was kind of like forced into it by the game. The last time I stopped in the Homestead and then I rebooted into the game and it was like, okay, do the first mission now of this sequence. But yeah, I think we're now on the chain of events that lead to Connor's imprisonment. So we're kind of like doing that now. How are you doing today, Ava? Did you get a deja vu or did I read this twice? This one I haven't read before. In this playthrough at least. It doesn't unlock until you kind of like arrive in New York. And this is the first time we have been here. Yeah, no kidding, like some of the optional challenges in this game, like most don't even know about, but yeah, if you care about doing absolutely everything, then that can be quite time intensive. Exactly, Ave. You're not the first person to make that reference today to Thomas Hickey with that specific quote. Only the other time Dr. Darling did actually leave out the second part. Oh, very nice, Afro. So almost done then, at least.
There are rumors of bad bills being circulated here. No doubt they come from Thomas.
What are you up to? This isn't money. It's colored paper. You've cheated me for the last time. God!
Yeah, definitely feel that, Ave. I wouldn't have minded like another day of weekend. But hey, here we are. But I hope you had a nice weekend at least. But yeah, dude, that's definitely something to look forward to with the newest season of Stranger Things launching. So does the season launch in like weekly episodes, or is it like the whole season directly launching?
Get your legs to Jesuit. Set yourself elsewhere. Admiral of the narrow seas himself. With all the episodes lead box to Jesuit.
Guard is onto us. How? What happened? Dan's shopkeep caught me out. Brought the guards, but I gave him the slip.
Boss is gonna be mad.
Not so mad as if I'd got caught. Besides, we've got most everything we need for the job now anyway.
Let's go tell him. I'll warn the others.
Nice, Afro. That's really good progress as well with your recruits. Mine are still quite low level. But very soon we're gonna work on getting the full Brotherhood of New York as well. Imprison Thomas. It's Thomas Hickey's fort. Yeah, same here, Afro. I definitely prefer if I can choose when to do this. You know, especially because I haven't even been in New York in the last stream. But the game just threw me into it.
Gentlemen dilettantes, amateurs and the curious public. Don't be lots of...
But yeah, definitely annoying when that happens. Oh, very nice, Ave. That's good to hear. Yeah, it was quite similar over here. It was like very chill, both in terms of relaxation and in terms of like weather. But we didn't have any snow really, though. It was like cold enough to snow, but we didn't really have any happening. But it was like really frosty though. Ah, right, Ave. Yeah, that's definitely fair. If they do it like in batches. But hey, at least you can watch like, you know, a couple episodes back to back immediately. So I was planning on starting the naval missions tonight, Afro. But I actually wanted to do it before the sequence. So my plan was last time I stopped in the Homestead and I wanted to do like a bunch of Homestead missions and naval missions. But then I logged into the game today and the game just teleported me to New York and forcing me to start the sequence. So I will have to wait until we're done here in New York and then we're gonna get started on the naval missions. I haven't seen Pluribus yet, Ave, but we do want to check it out for sure. But I haven't gotten around watching it just yet. But yeah, I saw that it got pretty good reviews so far on, you know, the ratings. Which I love to see because it's a bigger likelihood that we're gonna get more of it. Yeah, I think it's like as soon as you get to New York, you have to do that sequence. But it's definitely even more annoying if the game just decides to kind of like put you there. Well. Is that a wild citizen that I hear?
Citizen?
I have to manually trigger the sound bits because when I play AC3 my shortcuts don't work, my hotkeys. Look what the citizen dragged in. Citizen. Hello Aura, welcome in. And good day to you. Thank you so much for the 46 months of resubbing as well. And yeah, how's it going? How's your weekend? Yeah, I definitely get that too, Ava. I don't mind that either. If you're like really invested in like a, you know, a fan base and you like to kind of like spend time on a forum and discuss the newest happenings. I remember doing that with Better Call Saul actually when that came out. I kind of, you know, talking to people about it with every new week and new episode. There was also like always a discussion kind of like thread in the subreddit. Did you, Aura? Very nice. GG's on getting Cyberpunk finished. So which ending did you go for? I mean, not like I know all the endings by heart. I don't think I've even seen all of them. But did you like the ending that you went for? What is the one naval mission you hate the most, apart from the weak points on frigates? That's a difficult one. Because that's like the main one I think of when I think of like annoying naval missions. I felt like all the other ones are mostly fine. But I'm probably forgetting one of them. How about this? I replay all of them again and then I tell you which one I found the most annoying apart from the weak points. Because I'm sure there's gonna be at least another one. The star you asked for Panem's help. Since you did the DLC a certain way, you could have unlocked a different ending, but you decided to not do that. Gotcha. Yeah, I did also went with Panem in the end, and kind of like the help of her. Okay, Afro, yeah, maybe we still get to that later. Gonna see which naval missions we're gonna get to. Yeah, that's fair, Ave. But yeah, it's definitely nice to have that exchange and kind of like, you know, theorize about what could happen. I do love doing that, like also by watching, you know, kind of like think about, okay, what's the most likely thing to happen next, or what did that mean? And yeah, it's definitely easier when you have time between episodes to kind of like think about it, instead of just, you know, watching the next episode and getting all of it answered immediately. Same aura. Yeah, it was like same situation for me too. Definitely made sense to kind of like, you know, go back there and be with some folks, I guess, that had my back. But yeah, the next time I play that game, I want to go quite a different path. Maybe even go with like corporate and like the total opposite. The Buttonwood Agreement is a precursor to the New York Stock Exchange. It was signed in 1792 under a buttonwood tree on Wall Street, hence the name. Lucky it wasn't a monkey passer tree, that would not be a dignified name at all. The agreement itself is fairly simple. 24 local merchants agreed they would trade only with one another, and that they would take a 0.25% commission on whatever they traded. And in case you're thinking 1792 is too early for there to be stocks for trade, it wasn't. The first war bonds were released by Alexander Hamilton in 1790, 2 years before, so you're wrong and should probably keep your opinions to yourself. Gotcha, Aura. Yeah, Street could also be interesting. I do like how the beginning, you know, also substantially changes depending on what background you're choosing. Very nice, Ave. Yeah, definitely get that, you know. It's nice when you get shows that release in that kind of like cycle. Because yeah, it definitely makes having those kind of discussions a lot better. Yeah, would definitely make sense, Aura. You know, like for someone who maybe has never seen, you know, anything much outside of Night City. Eventually be like, okay, maybe I have to leave this place and, you know, have like a new beginning somewhere different. Because clearly that city is a bit fucked. But I still love it. Hello Vermita, welcome in dude. And good evening. And yeah, I'm doing quite well. Having a nice chill Sunday over here. Playing a bit more AC3. We now arrived in New York. So we're gonna be soon to be imprisoned. How are you doing today? Ah, interesting, Aura. So I could be wrong, but isn't it that you have to be female V to be able to romance Judy? I thought she was like a gender-specific romance. Nice, Amita. That's good to hear, dude. Definitely good to get one of those Sundays. Yeah, that's what I thought, Aura. It's definitely cool, though. I like that, you know, having like a different, like, you know, gender and background, all that has an influence on who you can have a relationship with. It also gives more of an incentive with replays as well. The first time I played the game, I played as male V, but the second time I definitely like to go with female. Be right back. Okay. That's definitely fair to Aura. If you're just sticking with like one of the two options. That's really cool as well about Panem, you know, even though she's also gender-specific romance. But they still have a really close bond. Because I definitely felt like a strong connection with Panem, you know, in my playthrough, like between the characters, that definitely was, you know, not just romantic, I guess, but yeah, I don't know, you could definitely tell that they really, you know, deeply cared for each other. So it's cool that they, you know, become like sisters, I guess, if you're choosing female. Yeah, and if you do that, then you're also gonna get one of the funniest sex scenes of the game. between Panem and V. Let's just say it has a pretty abrupt ending. My Sunday is going good, Amita. He had a pretty chill one over here. It's like super cold over here, so we had a nice walk outside in like winter. Well, not quite Wonderland because it didn't actually snow, but it was like super frosty. And I did like lots of cooking today. I baked like a carrot cake and I made like a Sunday roast. And yeah, we're kind of like feasting like the kings today. It's definitely nice when you have like a 4-day, you know, off and you can just like take some time, make some really good food and stuff. Definitely enjoy that. Yeah, that's the one aura in the military vehicle. Ah, Jesus, I wasn't expecting that. That definitely sounds like the type of code that Johnny would say, aura. He's always projecting everything on himself. Typical Johnny. That's right, yeah. Yeah, this coming Thursday is Thanksgiving, isn't it? Yeah, the food today definitely seemed like a bit of a premature Thanksgiving kind of like feast that we were doing. But yeah, we don't actually celebrate that over here though, so we're not going to be doing anything on like Thursday. Tell me again, why was Washington just standing, staring at us during an execution when he knows us and that we are friends with Sam Adams? Literally won him Lexington and Bunker Hill. Yeah. I'm not too sure. I reckon, you know, he really thought that the machinations behind the trial were like legit or something. I guess they're also not at that point that close yet. Like, once Connor saves his life, I guess they develop a stronger relationship, I guess. But, yeah. I mean, definitely have to question him. But I think that's a good thing, you know, because it's not really painted as like the good guy necessarily in the story. I mean, he's revealed to be one of the main instigators behind, you know, the burning of tons of villages of the natives, which he actually did do. They called him like the town burner or something, or the town destroyer. So I guess it's definitely also meant to be like a bit of an ambiguous relationship. But still, I think you still make a valid point, because I feel like he knows the value that, you know, he has in Connor, and that's like independent from, you know, his attacking of villages. Yeah, when I played Cyberpunk, they actually did have that already as a function. The Romans hangout. I guess if people really want to roleplay relationship kind of stuff, and you know, it's nice to have, but I was like mostly just seeing if it was unlocking like more dialogue or something, but I think it's pretty much the same. Unless they kind of like added like more content or more conversations to it. Maybe it depends on like the, you know, kind of like home or apartment that you're choosing. Yeah, I mean, some people actually celebrate it in Germany. I mean, you know, we have a lot of, or we had a lot of Americanization happening. So some of the customs, you know, we've taken over. Like Halloween isn't really very German either, but we do celebrate it over here. What do you mean, Afro? That stupid ball-hitting game is the best thing ever. It's quite funny that you can play it against George Washington. Yeah, that's fair, Aura. Yeah, I don't think I would spend too much time with those like hangouts either, but it's nice to have them, I would say. Wall Street. In the 17th century, this marked the edge of the city of New Amsterdam, and it was the location of the city's 12-foot palisade wall. The wall itself was torn down by the British in 1699, but the name Wall Street stuck. By the late 18th century, this was already becoming a financial center. Traders met at the Merchant Coffee House at the corner of Water Street, and under a buttonwood tree outside to trade securities. This buttonwood tree is the site of the Buttonwood Agreement, which was the beginning of a New York Stock Exchange. The street is only 8 blocks long as today as you see it here in the late 1700s. If that seems extremely small, remember, the skyscrapers are tall rather than wide, otherwise they'd be called floor huggers. Really, Sean? I thought they were like super wide. Couldn't like hide anywhere.
Boss wants everyone back at the shop. Says we strike tonight.
Ain't worried about that business with the guards. I'm telling you, it's nothing. Haven't had a spot of trouble since I slipped away. Of course, I'm taking care to keep the distance.
Can't believe we're really gonna do this.
We'll be heroes. The ones who ended all this talk of revolution. They'll set us up like kings, they will. Bunch of troublemakers looking to upset the apple cart. Some fools ruining it for the rest of us good folk.
Good folk? Really?
Of course. You and me and him. Just some hard luck lads trying to survive in this cold, cruel world.
Good sir, spare some coins, please. Just a few.
Yeah, these freaking kids. They're even more annoying than the beggars in AC1 sometimes.
What's this? Thomas Hickey? Might be. What's it to you? Huh. Ain't supposed to be none of your kind left. Suppose I'd best be rectifying that then. Get him!
There's another one! Grab him! It's over there!
I like how I wanted to use the shove to kind of like dodge the incoming attacks. But the objective is not to take or shove anyone.
Get away from there. That's my money.
Oh, he made it easy for us.
Be still. You will do no more harm. You're a right fool meddling in affairs you know nothing about.
Washington's the only thing keeping the Continental Army together. You kill him, you end all hope for freedom.
Wrong, boyo. With him gone, they'll have no choice but to promote Lee, and then...
You are both under arrest!
Oh, well, we were just having a scrap, officer. Ain't nothing wrong with two men settling their differences the old-fashioned way. Can't we come to a...
Quiet! What are the charges?
Counterfeiting!
I had nothing to do with that.
Course not!
Listen, there are more important things at stake here. This man is planning to...
Oh, that didn't work out, Connor. Better luck next time.
You missed me, sweetheart. What? Nothing to say?
If you are here, then Washington is safe.
True. Thing is, I believe I've just been pardoned. Thank you kindly for the rescue, gents.
There can be no further mistakes, Thomas. Am I understood?
What about the assassin? Yeah, he's here. They put him in a cell right next to mine. Guess we didn't get them all, eh?
Deal with this, Charles.
At once, sir.
What are we gonna do?
You're that boy from the Continental Congress. Adams's little lapdog. I think I have an idea. Yes. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Do tell.
All in good time. It's not like the assassin's going anywhere. For now, we should see about getting you better accommodations here.
What are you on about? I thought I was getting out.
I'm afraid you won't be leaving for a while, thanks to Benjamin Talmadge. He's been running his mouth, saying all sorts of things. You're being investigated for plotting to assassinate George Washington.
What a bunch of bollocks. I thought you was gonna handle that.
We'll discuss this elsewhere.
Guess we found Charles Lee. Okay, that's a bit weird that the objective is still on the screen there. On the last mission.
That looks up. He's a muckworm. Wouldn't have the nerve for something like this. Won't ever see him part with a penny. Oh, me, not
Yeah, Hickey is definitely a special kind of Templar, you know. He doesn't really care about the Templar cause whatsoever. But he does care about all the power that, you know, comes with it. And of course the money. And the beer. And the ladies. That's what he really cares about.
Smells even worse than it looks. They clearly spared no expense here.
Yeah, that must have hurt. They had the hit to the head. But yeah, Connor thinking that he can actually argue with these guards, you know, he would sure just defended himself.
But I am no expert.
'Twas well obvious.
Hello there, Oliver. Welcome in, dude. Good evening.
That Bessie's not known for her gentle manner.
And how's it going? Hope you had a good weekend.
I think he will join us for the hunting on Saturday.
Yeah, honestly, the bet doesn't look half bad, you know, for this time and, you know, being the prisoner that he is. It definitely will make it more comfortable for him here. You know, when I was visiting Ireland earlier this year, we went to like a prison museum in Wicklow. And that was like one of the darkest museums and kind of like experiences in a museum I've ever had. Because they kind of had like, you know, puppets kind of like sitting in each prison cell. They were like telling the stories of like actual prisoners that were like being there in the kind of like fates. And the living conditions and the way they were like held. And also what some of them had to endure was like really, really horrible, I would say. And that was around like not too far away from this time, honestly. So I can only imagine how the, you know, prison conditions here might have been.
Well, he'll certainly calm down.
But yeah, in that context, you know, he can be happy that he's also not in a group cell or anything. And that it's actually summertime and not like winter, because he will be freezing his ass off.
Nasty business, huh? By the church.
Well, must be a fancy French contraption with all the silver chasing. Plain old rattler will do for me anything.
Ah, gotcha, Oliver. That really sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that you had to deal with annoying customers.
One greet you. The Lord of the Duat awaits.
The Lord of the Duat awaits.
Don't remind me.
Yes, Spike.
Something of a philosopher says.
Wow, that really sucks, Oliver. At least yesterday was better, but yeah. It's not something that anyone really wants to deal with. But I hope we can at least, you know, relax a bit tonight.
I'm telling you, he's planning to escape. We should get in on it.
Yeah? And what makes you think that?
Caught him carving something in the yard. Slipped it in his pocket real quick when he saw me. Looked like a key.
Probably just a shiv.
Nah, Mason ain't a fighter. Always talking and tricking his way out of trouble. Weasel Weems, they call him. Sticky bastard.
Come on, Finch. He's not so bad. Even taught me some letters once. Gonna write a note to my lady.
Ha! What for? You think that whore's out there pining for you? Saving herself for when you get out? Huh? No doubt she's already moved on to the next fella, and the fella after him.
You shut your mouth before I shut it for you.
Easy now. Was just a joke.
Yeah? Well, it wasn't very funny.
Just a joke. Yeah. Funny.
I said knock it off!
That's what Oliver said to the customers. The Lord of the Duat awaits. When I sent them to the afterlife. Hello there, guest crowd, welcome in. And good day. I mean, honestly, not the worst idea, Oliver. You know, good way to blow off some steam.
Well, actually, it's the Germanics next door.
Quiet in there!
With all that midden-cuss cabbage. Oh, nay, not that big tale.
We can do some creative visualization. The punching bag as the customer face.
He's a muckworm. Wouldn't have the nerve.
I said quiet!
Extra motivated.
Keep that up and I'll have you tossed in the pit!
Something of a philosopher says he, but he's not so bloody high.
Keep that up and I'll have you tossed in the pit!
He played my point upon his person.
I said quiet!
Oh, he said quiet. Almost sounded like a Shay Patrick comic impression there. I make me own lock.
Well, actually, it's the Germanics next door. Very friendly, but they do raise an appetite stink with all that mid-cuss cabbage.
Get up!
How'd that get in there?
Where are we going?
Stay out of trouble or you'll wind up in the pit.
How did Connor get in here? That's a question, Bully McGuire. I guess he's responsible for it. As soon as we got to New York, he had us on his radar. This is his hometown.
Not understand English? That it?
Bully McGuire is actually the guard pushing us here. That's him.
Really? His sister? But why? She seems a
Do I need to knock some sense into that thick head of yours?
I should try and find this Weems
Hop in,
fellow.
Jay!
If he intends to escape, perhaps he can help me.
That was perfect timing, Hamita. You're thinking how to assassino those customers. Assassino.
Oh, I don't know.
Poppin' what? Poppin' J.
They look intimidating, but that's as it should be.
Some medieval insults there for you. Yeah, that's an insult from the Stronghold games. Okay, so they didn't say that we actually read this. We did read up, or we didn't read up on Broad Street though. It's not Broadway, though you'll be forgiven for some confusion as they're right next to one another. This street was named after the Broad Canal, which used to run down the center. The canal was an inlet from the East River, and for part of its history you could canoe along it. By the late 17th century, however, the water was so clogged that was difficult and inadvisable. Houses had been built alongside, and both residents and local vendors used the canal to dispose of trash and sewage. When the British regained New York in 1674, they made many improvements to the city, one of which was filling in the now stinking canal and paving the street over it. You can thank me on behalf of all Brits later. Nowadays, Broad Street is in the middle of the financial district and is mostly home to banks and another site you might recognize, the columned facade of the New York Stock Exchange. Mason Locke Weems, later known as Parson Weems, was a one-time parish rector who became a traveling bookseller, writer, and editor. He's mostly famous for his biography of the life of George Washington, first published in 1800. He was briefly the rector of Mount Vernon Parish, meaning he counted George Washington as one of his parishioners. Weems was a colorful character and a bit of a rogue, always with some story to tell, most of them completely untrue or vastly exaggerated. It's from Weems' biography of Washington that we get the well-known story of young George bravely confessing that he chopped down his father's prized cherry tree. Weems writes that the story is too true to be doubted, but who knows whether the phrase "too true to be doubted" is too true to be doubted. Weems also went on to write biographies of Benjamin Franklin, Francis Marion, and William Penn, again prizing being entertaining over actual fact. They sold well, however, paving the way for tabloid newspapers everywhere. Yeah, it was quite ahead of its time. Pop in J. Yep, that's what he's saying.
Have you chanced upon a copy of his latest pamphlet? To set his
never seen it done that way.
Mason Weems?
Could be.
I need your help.
Oh?
They say you know a way out of here.
They say a lot of things.
I do not have time for games.
A shame, as I was hoping you might play one with me.
Fine.
Are you familiar with the rules? Seeing as you already know mine, what's your name?
Connor.
Pleased to meet you, Connor.
She's a bright lass, I don't doubt it.
Ach, nee, not that Dragel Terge. Like a scalp at Erst, that face.
Well played. So, what brings you to Bridewell?
Treachery. I have been falsely accused.
Of course you have.
Slow. The life is hard but good here. We are for to be loving it very much.
Did he?
You do not believe me?
Why should I? You've the look of a brute.
You misjudge. I'm an honest man.
Well, we would be find you very good. Some are too strong.
And yet, also a man imprisoned. Tell me how you found yourself in this place.
It is a private matter.
As is what you ask of me.
Red? That's an odd choice. Why do you think he chose red instead of blue?
Really? No. I had not heard of it. They're a mite on the tardy side to ask it of us at this late juncture, though, aren't they?
Well, he'll certainly Bieber takes the forest mushrooms and drops them in...
I was trying to prevent a murder.
Oh! Anyone I know?
The difference is all in the
George Washington.
The others put you up to this, didn't they? Thought it might be fun to have another laugh at Mason's expense. Fools, a lot of them. To make light of something like this. George Washington is brave beyond measure, loyal like a brother, peerless in character, and unshakable in his convictions. That man is our Jupiter Conservator, destined to lead us not just to freedom, but greatness. Anyone who says otherwise is either a simpleton or a traitor.
Then you understand why I need to get out of here. If I don't help him, he is going to die.
I'd read some of her works, remarkable indeed.
You're serious, aren't you?
Listen to the modernists' new ideas.
Red?
Very well. But it's going to take some doing. See, everything hinges on the key I forged. But that loud Finch stole it. Took me 3 months to make the thing, too. You need to get it back, or we're not going anywhere.
Consider it done.
There was a period such blandishments with...
I have been...
Really? No. I had not heard of it. They're a mite on the tardy side to ask it of us at this late juncture, though, aren't they?
Nasty business, that, over by the church. You'd think the peaceful endeavors of holy men would be worth a damn. These troubled times know no laws, it seems.
Indeed. I relinquish the tools of my trade to play the viola with them on Sundays. It is a most restful, satisfying pursuit.
It's a long journey. Not sure I'd have the sea legs in me.
All right, scoundrels! Back in your cells!
I'm old dog.
Have you chanced upon a copy of his latest pamphlet? 'Tis said it's quite diverting, but I haven't been able to lay hands on one.
This key is useless.
I'd give him a scalp at lug you'd not soon forget.
What are you looking at? You in the market for a husband?
I think he would like that. If I was. Life in jail is so glamorous, isn't it? I immediately wanna be in prison now. Yeah, no kidding. Life effect for God Severed is like too specific. And I like his reaction of just walking away when Connor's just looking at him like deadpan. He's like, I've been revealed.
Your key is useless.
What do you mean?
It did not fit the lock.
It's not meant to.
You forged a key that does not work.
Well, that all depends on what you mean by work. It'll get us out of here. Just not the way you expected.
Then how?
You're going to use it to get the real key off the warden. You have to swap yours for his.
Why not just have me take the real key? Why all this extra work?
He might notice if it went missing. This way, he'll be none the wiser.
And when he tries to use it?
He won't. That's why we're targeting him.
How do I reach the warden?
Yes. This next part, you may not like.
Oh, as if I've liked the others. Out with it.
You need to pick a fight.
What?
Pick a fight, and they'll throw you in the pit.
And how in the world does this help us?
The warden oversees the pit. Getting sent there is the only way to reach him.
I'll give you credit. You've given this plan to risk my life a great deal of thought.
Take down as many as you can. 1 or 2 will only serve to entertain the guards. You need to make them angry. We all have our part to play. Try not to die.
I like how we're speaking like super loud, but it even is echoing in the place. It's everyone, you know, including the guards, can actually hear them.
Well, actually, it's the Germanics next door. Very friendly, but they do raise an off-putting stink with all that midden cussing.
Yeah, of all the things he said, you know, he chose that.
A philosopher says he
Too specific.
So I, being something of a pugilist, made plain.
Yeah, this next part is the fun part, Connor. You're gonna really enjoy this.
The lad was trying to recreate the peat smoke they used back home to flavour the malt when this American variety...
Yeah, to be fair, Connor could easily deal with all of these guys, right? At least if we were playing him.
Have you chanced upon a copy of his
Even unarmed, this is like no sweat.
Fancy yourself a troublemaker, eh? Some time in the pits to cool your blood.
Taste them beer, on it. Look at all of you, pathetic, dirty wretches. You're not but swine, suckling at the teats of civilization. Thieves and scoundrels all. And do you acknowledge this? Do you repent and beg forgiveness? No. You elect instead to commit new and more terrible crimes inside what should be a place of rehabilitation. You bide your time, awaiting the day of release, that you might corrupt anew. The worst part is that the good people of New York are forced, quite literally, to pay for your crimes. Where do you think the money for this prison came from? For your outfits? Our wages? Resources wasted because you refuse to contribute to society. You would rather dwell in its margins, living off the hard work of others. We'd be doing everyone a favor if we simply put you all down. Then our money might be spent on more productive things. But it seems our current leaders lack the courage to accept this truth. So you are spared, that you might leech a while longer. And if a few of you might die or go missing, who will notice? Who will care? And why should they? You are wasted on the world.
Man, he's definitely made for the job.
Mark my words. The time fast approaches when such weakness will no longer be tolerated. And what a joyous day that will be. Look at all of you, pathetic, dirty wretches.
Okay, so this is when he repeats himself. Time to steal the key.
Scoundrels all. And do you acknowledge this? Do you repent and beg forgiveness? No. You elect instead to commit new and more terrible crimes inside what should be a place of rehabilitation. You bide your time, awaiting the day of release, that you might corrupt anew.
Okay, so it's not going away anymore. Never mind. Just gonna trigger the cutscene then. Hello there, Kelly boy. Welcome in. Yeah, that's a really lovely fella. But you can tell he loves his job.
Need to take care not to raise the alarm.
You there, stop. He's legging it. Come back, you weak-kneed coward.
You'll find Hickey through that door. It's where they keep the important prisoners. Nicer rooms, more space, those sorts of things. It seems even in prison, who you know makes all the difference.
Thank you, Mason, for everything. I will find a way to repay the favor when my work here is finished.
But doesn't he, Afro? Huh. That's interesting.
Not who you was expecting, am I right?
What have we here? I thought we'd finished off your kind.
You would like that, wouldn't you? To rid the world of all who do not share your views.
Guilty as charged. Your meddling in the revolution has caused us no small measure of grief. It cannot continue. Our work is too important. But what would you know beyond all the lies Achilles feeds you and the tales you tell yourself?
I know that the people wish to be free, and that men like Washington fight to make it so.
Please, the man is weak. He stumbles and stammers through each engagement, making it all up as he goes along. His pedigree is pathetic, his military record even more so. I could go on and on, but we'd be here for days, so manifold are his faults, so deficient are his merits. He must be dealt with. You as well. I will abide no more flies in the ointment.
Here's how it's gonna work. First we bind you and bring you to your cell. Then tomorrow, you go before the court, accused of plotting to kill good old Georgie. Maybe we could pin the murder of the warden on you too. You did kill him after all. And who wouldn't take the word of Charlie over here? Once that's all squared away, well then.
those years ago, the child in the forest was you.
I said I would find you.
And so you have. But not quite as you had expected, am I right? You know, all of this might have been avoided had you only done what I asked. But what's done is done.
Yet another lovely fella. Charles motherfucking Lee.
Up! Up with ya!
Where is Charles Lee?
Get up! Walk!
Bye now!
Where is Charles Lee gone? They will lead me to Lee. Where is Charles Lee?
That's Connor's head voice. They will lead me to Lee. They actually will. They will lead us to Lee. Into our execution. Exactly, like, technically he is correct.
Hello, Connor. Didn't think I'd miss your going-away party, did ya? I hear Washington himself is going to be in attendance. Hope nothing bad happens to him.
You said there'd be a trial.
Oh, no trial for traitors, I'm afraid. Lee and Haytham sorted that. It's straight to the gallows for you.
I will not die today. The same cannot be said for you.
That's enough! Keep moving!
You are not alone. Only give a cry when you need us.
Forget about me. You need to stop Hickey. He's... Up you go. Don't want to be late now, do we? You just had to be an hero, didn't you? You and Georgie both. Now you see what he gets you. A pine box and little else.
Brothers, sisters, fellow patriots. Several days ago, we learned of a scheme so vile, so dastardly, that even repeating it now disturbs my being. The man before you plotted to murder our much-beloved general. Indeed, what Darkness or madness moved him, none can say, and he himself offers no defense, shows no remorse. And though we have begged and pleaded with him to share what he knows, he maintains a deadly silence. If the man will not explain himself, if he will not confess and atone, what other option do we have but this? He sought to send us into the arms of the enemy. And thus we are compelled by justice to send him from this world. May God have mercy on your soul.
Need to stop, Hickey. Go!
I've got to get out of here!
Oh, bloody hell! I just can't stay out of trouble! Where are those rifles? We'll catch him either.
It was a bit tricky because you have to get him into combat without assassinating him yet, to give us enough time to also kill militia and for him not to kill any of personal bodyguards. Of course I can't. Oh, come on now. Can I just get into combat, please? I swear. This objective is just so annoying because even if you tackle him, he still doesn't go to like regular combat. But yeah, I have to kind of like stop him from killing the guards of Washington. And he's just like YOLOing it, pretty much. That's fair, Afro. Yeah, this one is a bit tricky to get right with the objectives. Hello there, Love Co. Welcome in. Yeah, this is a really cool mission. I quite like how they do it with the first person view and, you know, having like the mask over you. Kind of like putting you into the shoes of a character. What it might feel like to be in that position, you know. It's pretty cool. It definitely is aura. Yeah, I quite like that. You know, that he's being saved by it and then uses it to deal with Hickey. Just gotta get this objective right though. This one's a bit tricky. Always takes a few times.
I never meant anything by it.
Oh, come on, let me counter. Fucking hell. The fucking slow motion is also making it quite annoying. Okay, can I please get these guys now? Yeah, what is happening? Oh, this is so stupid. I swear. Just fucking die already. Of course, he got one already. No, and then he's assassinating him instead of getting him into combat. I swear. This objective is... Yeah, the slow motion is just making it even worse, to be honest. It's just so freaking chaotic. And it would be so easy if I could just get Hickey into freaking combat instead of him being assassinated immediately. Yeah, it's like every time. Can't even just like regularly attack him. Ah, gosh. I will have to try to push him again and then deal with the other guys, hopefully.
Enough! I don't want to be involved!
Why is he so fast all of a sudden? Why didn't he count? Jesus Christ. It barely saved it. Come on now. Get him. Yes. It's fucking objective.
Damn it. I thought I'd at least live to see another day. Shame.
I want answers. Why did Johnson try and buy my people's land? Why was Pitcairn targeting Adams and Hancock? What purpose would Washington's murder have served? Why does your order support the British?
How should I know? The Templars, Lee, the big man, Haytham, they has the money. They has the power. That's the reason I threw him with them. That's the only reason. Sure, they have some sort of vision for the future too. I didn't give a damn about any of that. They can sing their songs about mankind and its troubles. They can make their plans and spring their traps. Don't bother me none. They paid me, so I said yes. Didn't bother to ask who, or how, or why. Didn't care.
You chose to side with men who would rob us of our humanity simply because it was more profitable?
What else is there? I'm not some blind fool who give up all I've got on principle. What is principle anyway? Can you bring it to the bank? Don't look at me like that. We're different, you and I. You're just some blind fool who's always chasing butterflies. Whereas I'm the type of guy who likes to have a beer in one hand and a tea in the other. Thing is, boy, I can have what I seek. Had it even. Your hands will always be empty.
At ease, men! At ease! I said, lower your goddamn guns! This man's a hero! Oh, the General can be so stubborn sometimes. Piffle, he said, when we warned him something like this would happen. Piffle!
Stop.
He wanted to kill the commander. Nearly killed you as well. He was a scoundrel.
But still a man.
You're nothing if not consistent.
Where is Washington? I need to speak with him.
Bundled off as soon as your execution went sideways. He's likely on his way back to Philadelphia by now.
And so am I.
Something wrong?
He is still in danger. Hickey did not act alone.
Yeah, that is true love. Hickey was definitely the most unlike Templar of a Templar bunch.
Quite impressive what you've accomplished.
Is that a compliment?
Now don't misconstrue. I'm sure the whole endeavor will end tragically. But to have come this far, well, it's more than I ever expected.
The people yearn for freedom but feared to grab hold of it. That fear is gone now.
Thanks to you?
No. This they did on their own.
You diminish your role. But you have always been of humble heart.
I do what is right.
No more, no less.
You cannot tell him.
I have to. Otherwise, he will never be safe.
He is safer not knowing. By planting the seeds of doubt, you threaten to topple his entire endeavor. If Washington is paralyzed, Charles Lee will strike. You'll cause the very thing you aim to prevent. Hunt the Templars, as is your duty. But do not drag these men into it.
And for the support of this declaration, with a firm
Mood aura. Yeah, Hickey is so relatable in that moment, isn't he? In his moment of death.
our fortunes and our sacred honor.
Yeah, Hickey was definitely not a man with much of a vision, was he, Afro? He was more of a realist. And once again, Chatsy is a huge loser. Yeah, nothing much changed.
I think I'll raise hogs next. No way a fox can carry up a 500
Yeah, Haven was such a great character. I really love how he's written. But yeah, Chatsy is much more of a stereotypical villain type of character, you know. The way he even threatens like a child and talks about the native people like they are animals and all that, you know. And I also like how Connor's like, you would love to just, you know, kill everyone who's disagreeing with you. And Chatsy is basically like, guilty as charged. You know, he's not even trying to create an illusion of him being like the good guy. He's the bad guy and he loves it.
Really? No. I had not heard of it. There I might on the tardy side to ask it of us at this late juncture.
Yeah, I guess that's what you could also do with $1 million aura. So fun fact, the date states June 16th. But actually the Declaration of Independence was written and signed on the 4th of July. It's much more likely that the date that's actually shown is the date of a previous scene in Philadelphia. But yeah, you know, this is like the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and that didn't happen on the 16th of June. So this is yet another error in the game showing wrong years or dates even. There's been quite a few of those instances. That is fitting aura because Chatsy actually had those kind of dogs with him at all times. And supposedly he smelled really bad of dogs like 24/7 because he spent so much time with them. Yeah, that's true as well, Afro. You know, like considering that Washington's older brother has been like, you know, pretty high-ranking Templar. But I guess in a way it makes sense because in that game in Rogue they also talk about not wanting to drag George into it. So I guess both the Templars and Assassins didn't try to drag him into the conflict too much. Yeah, that's quite interesting as well, I think, Love, you know, the fact that Chatsy actually does quite a bit behind Hatham's back that Hatham is seemingly unaware of. Because some of the things that Connor's revealing to Hatham doesn't match the orders that Hatham was giving to Chatsy and the others. As Hatham says, you know, he told them to give up the search for the precursor site. But it's clear that Lee didn't care for those orders. And I mean, later, you know, Church is also betraying the Templars and going behind Hatham's back. But I quite like that with the Templars for in this game, that they kind of like... You can already tell in the beginning sequences when you get to learn about those characters that they're not really part of an organization or part of a group because they actually care for each other, but because they see certain advantages and benefits in that arrangement. Yeah, it might have been like a copy and paste error or something, but yeah, I mean, you know, this is one of the most major moments in this historical setting. And to actually get that wrong, yeah. I'm not sure if they kind of like were so in rush towards the end of the development cycle that they didn't get to quality check on all of that. Because it happened a few times now, that the dates didn't actually match the history or even its own kind of like logic. I don't think so either. I don't think they did fix that in the remaster.
Must now all hang together.
Yes, we must indeed all hang together. Or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately.
You are once more our savior.
I must speak with the commander.
He's gone to try and hold New York. The British intend to take it. I fear we'll need to recall our men from Quebec as well. It's one thing to declare our independence. Now, my friend, we must make it so.
Everything all right?
Sean has located a second power source. I've asked Rebecca to charter a flight for us.
Where to?
Brazil.
I really can't ever do any side content tonight, can I? It's like I don't have any opportunity to just go to the homestead and do some side content. It's like, here, play this entire sequence, now do this entire modern day part, and when I go back into the enemies, then it's probably like throwing me right into the next sequence.
You there, Rebecca?
Bad reception. Can you hear me?
Well, glad to see that's working. Guess I'll try you back when I'm topside.
Hello, Vavlaka. Yeah, that's a fun thing, you know, like the remaster actually added new bugs as well and glitches. Imagine seeing John Hancock sign that thing as large as he did. The gossip must have been crazy. I would imagine so. I mean, even later said that the John Hancock is like another word for like, you know, you signing a paper. Because of how comically large it actually was. Let's give them toilet comments. Yeah. Do really love the modern day sequences in this game. Really, Vlaka? Damn, I never had that happen to me. Like a caravan getting permanently stuck. That sounds annoying. Who's gonna install the power source before entering the enemies? That's a question, isn't it? Not a historical character, that's for sure. No worries, Oliver. Catch you next time, dude. I hope you have a good night and a good rest. And no worries for the stream. Have a good one and catch you next time. Yeah, that's what I read as well in the database here, Aura. Pretty interesting how those things come to be sometimes.
What's the plan?
According to our intel, the power source is being worn as a bracelet by some tycoon's trophy wife. We're working on pinpointing her location, but she's most likely inside a VIP booth on the stadium's upper level. I'll update you when I know more.
How to find a ticket?
We don't have time to play nice. Steal someone else's.
Bit of a dick move, don't you think?
Well, I guess you could try and sneak past security instead.
The way that guy looked behind after Desmond said, bit of a dick move. Happened to you, Vlaka? Yeah, that really sucks. Sorry to hear.
That doesn't look like normal security.
Because it isn't. Those are Abstergo agents. Cross is probably here too. You need to be careful.
You know, this guitar in the background isn't in the remaster either, I'm quite sure. Really interesting, you know, those small things that are different.
Your target's definitely in the VIP area. The entrance is at the end of this concourse.
Great. They've set up a checkpoint.
Abstergo agent, don't let them see you. Stick close to the crowd and you should be okay. Or look for a way around it.
Seriously, what is the deal with stadiums and piss troughs? It's disgusting. And who thought they were a good idea?
Troughs are time and cost efficient.
I don't even see a stall in here. What if I have to take a dump?
Yeah, please just mute the microphone if you do.
Yeah. Go, Desmond, take a dump here. This is Desmond taking a dump in Brazil.
Watch your back, they're onto you.
Yeah, watch my back. Power source is a bracelet. Have you seen the size of it, Rebecca? Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Just put your arm in there. It's a bracelet. Sometimes bugs are weird enough that it's something as dumb as when we remove the guitar music, it worked fine as a solution. Could be, yeah. Yeah, you know, you never know. When we have to mesh files and stuff, that it maybe is like creating a conflict with another file we have to like take out. Which is easier and more uncomplicated. Yeah, that's how I roll. Taking a dump with a door open. It's a form of dominance. To establish dominance towards the peers.
Another checkpoint.
You're gonna have to find another way around. Security's too tight.
Temos que verificar sua identidade.
I saw that in Animal Kingdom. Gives me meaning to squatty potty. Definitely does.
Olha, aconteceu, só isso. A gente não queria que acontecesse. Só aconteceu. Sinto muito.
The quiet water noises are disgusting. You can almost smell this kind of bathroom. Yeah, they did a good job creating it, didn't they? Very atmospheric.
A gente se ama. Pronto, tá aí, tá dito.
She definitely does. Yeah, you should ask her, Aura.
Almost there, Desmond. She's just on the other side of the stadium.
Other side?
Yeah, honestly, Naru probably wouldn't mind that whatsoever if she could follow me like literally everywhere. She's a bit of a Velcro dog. I mean, Dachshunds are kind of like prone to that, but she's definitely special. Jesus doesn't maybe ask for a number first.
Use the catwalks to get across. You're really close now. The power source should be in one of the rooms up here.
I like how comically large that bottle is that she's holding. I mean, look at it. They were both holding. It's like a champagne bottle or something. They're just soloing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, that's some proper champagne size there. I guess they're really partying. What? He doesn't look healthy. The way his legs stretch there.
Better move. Okay, head for the metro. I'll hold the train for you.
What? Sonic power push there. What if the ground of the train looked like Rainbow Road to Mario Kart? Let's not question it.
We can get back to Connor whenever you're ready, Desmond. Unless you want to plug in the power source first. Up to you.
We're gonna take care of a power source next time because I really just want to get back to the homestead.
Oh, look at that. I found a third power source.
Already?
It popped up in an earlier search, but I've only just managed to confirm it.
Where?
There's a museum in Cairo with one on display.
I guess Connor will have to wait.
No, you stay. We need to find that key, and time is running out. I'll make the trip.
What about Cross?
Everything's going to be fine. I'll be back soon.
Famous last
Ready
words.
when you are, Desmond.
Maybe it's Pride Month aura. Maybe.
The air is still and sharp with grim expectation. The others sense it too and go about their work with uncommon urgency. I would like to help them, but more pressing matters now demand my attention. The Templars have targeted George Washington directly, and will not rest until he is dead. I had hoped to shield him from this knowledge, but Thomas Hickey ended any hope I had of staying silent. And so I have resolved to share everything I know, of the Templars and their plots, of who I really am. Achilles finds fault in this, and we argue every day, but there is simply too much now at stake to maintain restraint.
Don't do this, Connor!
Then what would you propose we do? Sit and watch while the Templars take control? We are sworn to stop them, or have you forgotten?
Assassins are meant to be quiet, precise. We do not go announcing conspiracies from the rooftops to all who pass by.
Who are you to lecture anyone? You locked yourself away in this crumbling heap and gave up on the Brotherhood entirely. Since the day I arrived, you've done nothing but discourage me. And on the rare occasions you've chosen to help, you've done so little, you may as well have done nothing at all.
How dare you!
Then tell me, on whose watch did the Brotherhood falter? Whose inaction allowed the Templar Order to grow so large that it now controls an entire nation?
If I sought to dissuade you, it was because you knew nothing. If I was reluctant to contribute, it was because you were naive. 1,000 times you would have died and taken God knows how many with you. Let me tell you something, Connor. Life is not a fairy tale, and there are no happy endings.
No. Not when men like you are left in charge.
In your haste to save the world, boy, take care you don't destroy it. Ha!
Where you take me now, game? Okay, thank God, open world exploration. Finally, I can do some stuff I actually want to do. At least, you know, have the agency and choice. It took us 2 hours to actually get to a point where I could choose what to do. And yeah, we're not gonna jump into the year 1777, even though the game stated that that's now happening, because we would have skipped so much. Like, technically, you know, the Unity and Rogue part would have happened before this point and stuff. But literally since 75, I didn't have any agency about what's gonna happen next. So we're gonna pretend like we're still in the year 76 now, until we do the next main story mission in this game, which would take us into the year 77. And we're now gonna actually take some time to catch up on the side content I wanted to start the stream with, which is the Homestead and Nevo parts here. Straight to Cairo, imagine. Yeah, that's how fast it can go sometimes. Yeah, not gonna lie, that whole quote there, you know, of Achilles towards Connor, it definitely seems like one of those quotes that the rogue makers may have, you know, looked at when getting the idea for the game, because it's quite fitting in that context.
Delicious, love. Connor, what brings you?
I was passing by and I thought I would stop in and see how you were faring.
Well, that's nice of you. Well, my boy, we are faring very well.
Between those who live here, the sailors coming and going from the pier, not to mention the travelers, our beds are always full and our taps are always flowing.
I am pleased things have worked out for you here.
As are we, Connor. I'd be lying if I told you we weren't worried when we were ousted from our old place. For the Lord works in mysterious ways.
by the inn. Come by the inn.
Corinne will cook up some chops tonight. Her specialty.
No worries, Aura. Take your time. Why is she an invalid target here? There should be an innkeeper activity. She's taking care of her windows. Jesus. He's carrying the whole pig in one crate. Mad strength. Okay, what is he doing now? I like when we go out of the building again, just to reset them into normal position. And then we go back again to go out after another activity. Well then, are you gonna come out? What is Corinne doing? Still taking care of her windows. She's like literally going for every single window and cleaning it. I mean, you can criticize this game all you want, but the attention to detail in this game is, within the Assassin's Creed series, one of the highest, honestly. The fact that, you know, for example, she does this, like, going to every single window to clean it. There's also, like, dialogues and stuff that you wouldn't even hear if you're not there at a certain moment. I really wanna... Okay, there we go. That's the last activity we had to track here. Innkeepers. Inns and taverns were central to colonial life. In addition to being a place where people would meet around a meal, drink a few ales, or discuss important matters for the community, there were stations for travelers, offering a roof, a warm bed, or a clean floor, a hot meal, and often care for one's horse, which is nice because you wouldn't want your horse to feel left out. Innkeepers were important figures both locally and regionally because they dealt with a great many people, from humble laborers to campaigning generals. This made them a prime source of news. Any innkeepers worth a salt knew everyone for miles around the inn, and they generally made sure everyone knew them too. Yeah, that's some Hauk string for sure. Yeah, I agree, Vlaka. The Homestead system in this game is just really, really good. Still one of my favorite systems in all of the AC games. You could tell that Raven's Fall was definitely a bit done in that spirit. Okay, we actually have another update here for Thomas Hickey. History tells us that Thomas Hickey was hanged for sedition in front of 20,000 troops, as an example. That's an interesting interpretation of events, but since New York didn't have stadium seating at the time, I doubt many of the soldiers had a great view of execution. The important message for them was, don't be a traitor or you get hanged. Not the niceties of who was on the gibbet. Alexander Hamilton was one of George Washington's trusted advisors during the American Revolution and the first Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. Hamilton was born in 1757 in the West Indies and was orphaned at the age of 11. However, his cleverness showed early, and his employers pooled their money to send him to university. Either that, or they just wanted him out of the building. Hamilton moved to New York in 1773 and began attending King's College, later Columbia University. By 1774 he was writing pro-rebel articles, not really in the spirit of attending somewhere named after the king, and by 75 he joined the volunteer militia. Again, probably not exactly what his sponsors had in mind when they sent him there. Hamilton fought during the occupation of New York in 1776. He was a natural leader and George Washington appointed him an aide-de-camp, a job he held for 5 years. However, Hamilton was eager to get back into battle, and in 1781 he commanded troops during the decisive victory at Yorktown. Hamilton became a member of Congress for New York in 1788. He developed a particular fixation on the funding of the federal government, which at the time was, well, broke, as it wasn't allowed to demand any taxes from the member states. While that may sound wonderful when you're looking at your federal tax bill, it meant the government couldn't do things like pay the army. Soldiers like getting paid. In 1787, Hamilton was named the first Secretary of the Treasury, where he fought for a strong federal government, in heated opposition with Thomas Jefferson, who promoted states' rights. Hamilton was responsible for creating much of the foundation of the US fiscal policy, the details of which are probably important, but so indescribably boring I can barely be bothered to even finish the sentence. But I did, because I care. Thank you, Sean, for caring. Hello there, Crested, welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid and welcome in, raiders. How is it going and how was your stream today? Oh, nice. Played South Park: The Stick of Truth. Yeah, I saw you the other day play a bit of it. I was lurking. Have you played that game before, or is it your first time playing? Yeah, we're doing a bit of database reading at the moment. We just had a pretty major moment happening with the Declaration of Independence being signed. Hello there, I'm not sure how I can call you. I'm just gonna say M, but feel free to kind of like write in chat how you want to be called. But that's right, yeah, it's a book club stream, a database club stream. For anyone who hasn't checked out Crested Gaming before, definitely recommend doing so. He's a really fun streamer from Sweden, and at the moment he's playing a bit of South Park: The Stick of Truth. He also likes to check out new and upcoming games and like smaller indie games and game demos as well. And also loves to play World of Warcraft. So yeah, if you enjoy those types of games and having a fun time, then definitely recommend checking out Crested Gaming's channel. It was good, Crested. Nice, dude. Glad to hear. I really love that game so much. I did also really like the second, but yeah, the first one was like such a fun time. Really like playing like a season of South Park. And the gameplay is like surprisingly good. I mean, they had like Obsidian Entertainment work on it, right? And they're like RPG legends, but I guess having a game based on like a cartoon, you know, you're not necessarily expecting it to be like, you know, the shit. But that game quite literally is the shit in the best way possible. Hello Verdex, welcome in dude. Happy Sunday and weekend to you. How's it going? How was your trip? Or if you are still on vacation, how is it going? We love the game so much, it's like a fourth. We'll also play the next game in the series after. Hell yeah, dude. So your fourth playthrough then? Have you played the second yet, or will that be your first time playing it? But yeah, I don't blame you, dude. It's like such a fun time. And I mean, I also love South Park, you know, it's just such a well-written show. I don't watch like a ton of it, but every time it's like on, I'm definitely down for it. Sweden, what kind of Volvo does he drive? I don't know. What kind of Volvo do you drive, Crested? It's really fully on real good RPG. You wish they kept making more? Me too, dude. Yeah, but now Ubisoft has kind of like the rights for it, right? So I guess they weren't interested anymore making more of the games. But yeah, I would love to have more South Park games. I feel like they could do so much with it, honestly. Oh, hell yeah, Dex, that's great to hear. I'm glad you had such a good time. So how long were you actually away now? I feel like there was, I don't know, over 2 weeks. But I could be wrong. I was like away myself for a few days, going to London with Levy. So my kind of like feeling for time has been a bit off. I actually haven't, Afro, yeah, I haven't upgraded my ship yet because I haven't done any naval missions yet. But once we get close to doing the naval stuff, I'm definitely gonna invest a bit. But also haven't been able to make any money off the economy system because the timeline hasn't permitted me to even be able to craft any land convoys. So I'm not really like, you know, I don't have lots of money. I have maybe like 20k, so I'll be able to get like a few upgrades, but not too much. But I feel like it's gonna be fine for the first couple naval contracts, but the later ones, I definitely need some decent upgrades. Back to the grind tomorrow, Dex? Yeah, that's fair. But I hope you really, you know, had a great time and good relaxation, so it won't be too bad getting back into it tomorrow. So your first time complete playthrough? Nice. Yeah, I've only played the second game once, but the first game I played twice? 2 or 3 times at this point. Hello Valisi, welcome in. And good day to you. How are you doing? You drive a Volvo tank. Nice one. That would be convenient. I was at Dex. Nice one. I never did drive a Volvo before, but my grandfather, he actually drives Volvo and he drives the brand for like, I don't know, over 20 years now, I think. Ah, right, Crescent. Yeah, didn't they also make like a kind of like snowball fight South Park game? Is that the first person shooter? I'm not sure if it is. Oh yeah, Dex, that's great to hear. Already planning your next one. I don't blame you. Especially if you've been enjoying it so much. Also, be right back. My dog needs some water. She's just about finished her bowl. Be right back. Alrighty. Rudder, piercing shot, and extra cannon, all you need really. Yeah, rudder will be very important. Like, maneuverability is definitely not to be understated. I definitely like the grape shot, I would have to say, against like the smaller ships. That can be quite handy. Indeed, Dex, yeah, it's still going on. We now made it to the year 1776. We just had the signing of a Declaration of Independence happening. So one of the most major moments really in this game. Historically speaking, at least. That's the one, Crescent. Yeah. It would really suck if that's the reason we don't get more South Park games, you know, just because they tried something completely different. If they just went with another, like, proper, you know, RPG, turn-based combat game, you know, then people would have been at least decently happy with it, I reckon. Oh, nice. Got a Toyota Corolla Dex. Hell yeah, that's a nice car. That's a few kilometers on there. But I guess if you live in the States, then it's definitely maybe easier to rack up on those kilometers. With how long the distances are sometimes. That's fair, Afro, yeah. Yeah, honestly, I usually use it against gunboats and schooners primarily. And upgraded, it can, you know, deal quite a bit of damage. And even though it doesn't look like it, the range is actually not too bad. I mean, not on the level of like, you know, regular round shots, but it actually travels farther than it looks like, I feel like. But yeah, the impact is definitely more noticeable against the really like small ships, though. Also bareback. All right. Yeah, heat shot is crazy damage for sure. Having that against like bigger ships. That's one thing I really like about the weaponry, the naval weaponry in this game. You know, how it's very specific on like different situations and different types of ships. Independence Hall. This was built between the 1730s and 1750s to be the Pennsylvania State House. The architecture is Georgian, which was popular at the time and essentially means the building was made to look similar to English manor houses of its day. Georgian, of course, being a reference to King George. Some of the most important documents in the American Revolution came out of this building. The Declaration of Independence was first debated and signed here. The United Constitution was drafted here. And if that weren't enough, the Liberty Bell rang in the bell tower to summon people to meetings, before it cracked beyond repair, of course, and also before it was really known as the Liberty Bell. But we won't let that get in the way of a good story. The building became known as Independence Hall in the 1820s, a result of the Marquis de Lafayette making a return trip to the United States. Lafayette's visit was meant to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Revolution and to remind a new generation what had happened and where. It worked, creating a sense of national history and an obsession with tagging things with the words liberty, independence, freedom, and Washington. Yeah, I don't blame you, Afro. I definitely like the aiming in AC3 better from a realism standpoint either. I guess for Black Flag, you know, given how much is going on, it would have been quite difficult if you didn't have like quicker agency. But yeah, I definitely like it in this game for sure. Nice, Dizzy. I'm glad to hear that. That you're doing well. So here we go, right? Like we have the Declaration of Independence and they correctly state here in the database that the date passage is July 4th. But then in the game they say it's in June. But yeah, this yet again confirms the correct date here. You may or may have not heard of this one. This is a document on which the 13 colonies formally declared their independence from Britain. Congress voted to accept the declaration on July 4th, 1776. Celebrated today as Independence Day in the United States, contrary to popular belief, the document wasn't actually signed on July 4th. The first signatures weren't added until the declaration was formally transcribed, sometime around the beginning of August. Others were added as the delegates arrived in Philadelphia. By some accounts, the final signature wasn't added until sometime in 1777. The declaration, with its statement that all men are created equal and they had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, became an inspiration for other revolutions that came after it. Most notably the French Revolution, against the very government that supported the Americans in their bid for independence. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna get to that later with AC Unity and the French Revolution. Okay, there's another newspaper article. Then we have Thomas Paine. Paine was a political pamphleteer, originally from England. His book, Common Sense, was an argument for American independence and became one of the most popular books in American history, mainly because Americans thought it was a book about common sense, and on some level knew they needed it. At the time, most of the literature about independence was written by lawyers and politicians, in the kind of self-important florid language that can only be understood by college graduates, or written by me. However, Common Sense lived up to its title. It was written in straightforward language, so basically anyone could understand its arguments, even people who couldn't read. The book was so popular there were numerous public readings of the text, making it an early audiobook in many ways. While the book wasn't what convinced Congress of the value of independence, they already knew, it did cause a groundswell of popular support, and that was important because Congress needed the public on their side, and they needed to convince soldiers to fight for them. Common Sense did both. I don't have any record of Connor actually meeting Paine, but I thought you'd like to know about him as his works played such a crucial role in the revolution. Yes, I put this at the end so you'd read the whole thing before finding that out. I can be a bastard that way. Thank you, Sean, for making me read even more. But in this playthrough I don't even mind. The naval combat is just so much more visceral in this. Yeah, definitely looks more realistic and definitely also more visceral as a result. All men, are we sure about that? Yeah. All white privileged men, more like. But no men of color or women. Just, you know, a white colonist men. Just those. But yeah, that's a common theme with the revolutions at this time, you know. But like, first we have to secure our rights, then we can deal with the rights of others. City Hall. This building served as New York City Hall starting in 1702. It was also the city jail under the new gaol opened in 1759. Despite New York's historically loyalist leanings, the building has a decidedly rebel-slanted past. Delegates from 9 of the colonies met here to coordinate protests against the Stamp Act. That meant representatives from British instituted legislatures were protesting what British Parliament thought best. A truly huge step at the time. After the Constitution was ratified in 1789, Congress began to meet here in the building renamed Federal Hall. George Washington was inaugurated as president on the balcony on April 13th, 1789. Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. Yes, he wins the war and becomes president. Then it turns out he was a ghost all along. The building was expanded in 1788, but torn down in 1812. Despite its name, the modern-day Federal Hall National Memorial in New York City was never actually Federal Hall. But yeah, thanks Sean for that info. No worries whatsoever, Dr. Darling. Thank you for being here and for joining us tonight. I hope you have a good rest and yeah, a good night and a good start into the grind and new week. Same for me tomorrow, but yeah, I hope you have a good one and thank you again for being here. Okay, fully caught up with the database now. It's finally time to answer the call for help here. We've been making them wait for so long.
Find them. I will handle it. Stop!
Something's amiss.
What's the trouble, Connor? So you'd tear past chasing a man.
He was trying to rob your home. It has been dealt with.
What?
Women, is everyone all right?
You should have been there.
What?
I told you to head back. I didn't need you.
Since when is a skinny runt like you safe out in the bush alone?
If Diana's hurt, I swear you'll be the one to be.
Ah yeah, those two. Yeah, Connor. Finally, I'm answering the call. Always fighting. That is fitting because the next mission with them is literally called The Fight. But yeah, that is correct. These two guys are always fighting.
Master Connor! Master Connor! Dad and Godfrey are fighting! You need to stop it!
It's pretty cool, even the children have like this animation of really struggling to get through the deep snow. So this game has so many great details.
Quit putting this on me. I told you we didn't need to be cutting that day, so shut your mouth.
What? Connor? Guys? This is awkward. I was just gonna stand there awkwardly. Well, I guess we're not fighting then. See, that's how it could be. They could just be, you know, peaceful, friendly, silent. It's like, what did we fight about? Okay, let's reload checkpoint.
I'm gonna smash you, you looby!
I'm gonna beat you senseless. Only way to shut you up.
Yeah, that's another newspaper article.
You all right? There's no need for this.
Yeah, he's a blockhead.
He'll cool off in a spell. Just needs some time is all.
not angry, Godfrey?
Me? Not at all. Terry's just got himself a temper, and I won't let him get away with it. It's really no trouble. He'll calm down. Runt couldn't do much damage anyway.
Does this happen often?
Ah, I was just telling Lance how I can set the calendar by these events. It's really not a worry, Connor. But I appreciate your concern.
This is like an everyday occurrence for them, pretty much. Alrighty, let's have a look at our assassins here, because I would also like to carry on with the colonies and taking over control here. I'm gonna focus on Rhode Island next, with a special delivery. A secret shipment of black powder is arriving in Newport for the assassins. Greet the ship at the pier and escort the goods back to our magazine. That's a job for Clipper. Then we can do South Carolina next. Fort Sullivan. A fleet of British warships is anchored off Cape Fear, ready to besiege Charleston. The Patriot forces are ill-prepared and greatly outnumbered. The battlements need fortification, and our research indicates redoubts built of palmetto wood absorb cannonade more efficiently. Bring this information to them and help implement it where you can. And we have Georgia. Augusta. A man by the name of Brown must be captured and questioned. He is currently garrisoned within the fort at Augusta. The Patriot cannon have been unable to fire over the battlements. Decipher a way to expose the fort and take Brown prisoner. We love these Homestead missions. Same here, Lizzie. Yeah, to this day it's still one of my favorite home-based systems in the AC series. Because it really makes you care for all the characters who live there, and they also all have like a function, you know, for the homestead and for the trading and the economy and all that. Just a really neat system all around.
Hey, Connor!
Gentlemen, you seem to be getting along.
Oh, aye. We're just on our way to have an ale. You might have noticed, I've got a bit of a temper problem. Oh, Diana's fine, the Spuds are fine. They've got a good thing going on here. I'm just happy I didn't hurt old Godfrey. Wouldn't they have been able to forgive myself?
So am I, Terry. So grateful you didn't poke me with your tiny fists.
Don't rile me up.
All right, take it easy.
I am happy things are well again.
But also like how it showcases a completely different side to Connor. Exactly, Lizzie. Yeah, it's a really good way to kind of like, you know, have Connor interact with people that he really cares about, and, you know, his own community. It's great to see. Nice, we got our first woodworker activity tracked.
Finishing these extra fine for a cabin.
Gonna return. They were both successful here. Let's carry on with South Carolina. Stono Ferry. A Templar associate by the name of Hugh Jackson is marching with the Patriots. His intentions are not clear. Ride out to the outskirts of Charleston, find out what you can, and deal with him if necessary. And in Georgia, we have evacuation of Savannah. The British still control Savannah, sail for the city and convince Sir Guy Carleton to evacuate the troops and any dissenters. Carleton must not die.
Norris.
You know Miriam?
Of course.
What does she like? I want to give her a gift.
I really do not know.
All right.
Let me call on Prudence. She may be of service.
It's just running around.
Prudence.
Good day, Connor.
Norris is trying to court a woman. What do you women like, in terms of gifts?
A nice bunch of wildflowers always brightens my day. Who is it Norris fancies?
Best not say for now.
Fair enough. Best ones are atop the bluff to the northwest. A bit tricky to get, but they grow large and healthy in the full sun.
Can't actually track activity right now, can I? I guess because I'm within another mission at the moment. Jesus. That actually caught me off guard there. Didn't see that wolf coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Norris, are you in there?
Oui?
Oh. I will find you a little later then.
No, it's all right. What is it?
Prudence advised a bunch of wildflowers.
Really? Are you sure? Doesn't seem right.
Oh wow, I just realized I was still muted. Feels bad, man. Hello, Grace, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome in, raiders. How was the stream today? I hope you had a good time. Look at me, professional streamer, doing my stream ending monologue. Or actually being muted. For anyone who hasn't checked out Grace's channel yet, definitely recommend doing so. She's playing a bit of Power Wash Simulator at the moment. I was also a big fan of indie games, point-and-click adventure, really fun narratively driven games too. And also, of course, Stardew Valley. Can't miss that one. How was your stream today, Grace? Did you have fun with Power Wash Sim? Hello, Vanadis, welcome in as well. Good evening. Hello, Soul Trooper, welcome in, dude. Ahoy! Ahoy, lad. You're being raided. Good thing I'm about to raid myself in. So I can just send the raiders forward. I'm gonna redirect the raid onto me to another person. That's gonna be the safe approach. Ah, gotcha, Grace. I have not seen Investigators yet, but it sounds interesting. So are you like playing a bit of a detective in that game? No worries for the stream, Aura. Thank you for being here and for joining us. Yes, I was kind of muted when I said it, but we won't actually be jumping back into the main story of this game until we have taken care of the first mission of Unity and the last mission of Rogue, respectively, because they're kind of like one and the same, right? Because that's gonna happen in the year 76, actually, still. And we're also gonna be jumping back into Liberation for a few missions before we actually get to start on the next sequence in AC3. So, yeah. The next stream already, or the next one after that, we might have a few more AC games in one stream again. And we're also gonna officially do the first part of Unity. But that's like 13 years or so before Unity really starts for, with Edward Arno, not Connor. Gracie played the demo ages ago and it was so fun. The full game doesn't really keep up with the hype. Ah, gotcha. That's really annoying, you know, when you can see the potential of a game and you get to play like a snippet of it, and when it doesn't turn out to be, you know, quite as good of a time when the full release product is there. But yeah, at least you had another fun game in your back pocket with Power Wash Sim. But yeah, so we were just about to call it here ourselves for today, so sorry about the timing, Grace, but I really appreciate the raid regardless. Thank you again so much for also sending your viewers over. I'm gonna have a look if anyone is still maybe streaming that we could raid as well. Not sure at this time of the night. But actually, there's a few people on. Lucinda is playing some Fallout New Vegas and Arctic is playing some Ghost of Yote. Ah yeah, Zeta was also playing a game called Peak. Which is kind of like co-streaming. You know what, let's actually raid over to Assertive. Because he was telling me about this game and I wanted to actually check it out and see how it's going. Cheers, Grace. Yeah, sorry about the timing. It's getting quite late over here and I have to get up pretty early in the morning. Gotta get my car driven to the repair station. So that's fun times. Like super early in the morning. But yeah, thank you again so much everyone for being here today. I really appreciate it. If you wanna come over with a raid to Assertive, then feel free to copy and paste the raid emotes in chat. Thank you, Ave, for putting them into chat there. And no worries for the stream either. Hope you have a good rest of your night, Ave, and catch you next time. And yeah, I will catch you guys next week for more of AC3, and then very soon Liberation, Unity, and Rogue as well. Until next time.